Hi, I'd just like to welcome everyone to the group. We've got a lot of new members. If you hear lots of squeaking, that's the guinea pigs. The kids didn't feed them that well. I've got to go do that in a minute. The group basically is about marketing. It's not a question of just throwing everything that everyone knows about marketing at newbies and then running around like headless chickens. There's far too much confusion and not enough clarity in what people are doing as it is. So when you post your case studies, what I would like you to do is to go into as much depth as to what you've already done. I know it's a bit embarrassing, but the budget that you've spent so far, what your potential budget is, don't worry, we've all been there if it's a low budget. How you believe that's all fitting together as a strategy, and whether you actually do already have a marketing plan as opposed to a business plan, because there is a big difference. And what seems to happen a lot with marketing is that people have a business plan and some targets and some little tactics here and there that they've picked up from different gurus, but they haven't actually got a consistent, solid plan with timelines, deadlines, and actually really know what they're doing and what they're really aiming for. So if you want to get the most out of posting up a case study, the more detail you can give people, the better, because it's that information, that real solid information, that means you can create a really solid plan. You're not just taking a shot in the dark with things as to which marketing strategy would be best for your business. Right, that's the first bit of nagging. Because I don't really want people going, oh, have you tried? Have you tried? Have you tried? Without knowing the full background of what you're actually trying to achieve. So, yeah, I've done my nag on that. The other thing we kind of try to look at is mindset. And, confidence is a massive thing in business. Confidence when you're a PT is massive, particularly when you're newly qualified. No matter how much you actually do know, you start to add other coaches as friends, you join other coaching groups, and you sit there going, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh, what? That to do with progression. And you start to think that you're not good enough. The thing to remember, when I did my webinar on the 13 key points of importance to a service marketing industry, because that's what you are, you're a service, is the very last one was comparisons. In services, it's a non-issue. People generally do not compare. There's so much information out there anyway, they could quite easily, in any kind of format, create their own workout plan. So comparing and contrasting you to the trainer down the road, whether you'll get such good results, is not something you should actually worry about. It's actually not going to happen. The other thing you tend to make a big deal of, particularly if you're in the fat loss market, is what if they don't lose weight? Mate, as soon as somebody who is overweight starts to move better and eat better, they're going to lose weight. They're going to hit their goal. The fact that you put them together a really simple, straightforward program in comparison to an all bells and whistles, all singing and dancing program is irrelevant. They're not comparing your program to the trainer down the road. They never see the trainer down the road's other program. So stop worrying about it. When you go into a session with a new client, I'm not saying you are their friend, but be friendly. Yeah? Don't be so damn nervous. None of you would ever score in a bar if you stood in the corner shaking and then went up and stuttered. You need to have that kind of friendly, open attitude, chat. It's a bit of a skill. You'll develop it over time. What you get them to do, they're going to lose weight. So as long as they follow what you're doing, the coaching side's important for that. But as long as they follow your plan, it doesn't really matter how simple it is. So please stop worrying about that. The best way to improve and to become one of these awesome coaches that can program for every kind of situation and every kind of injury is actually to get out there and start coaching people. And to try and coach the slightly simpler cases at first to build your confidence. So that was two things that came up this morning that I just wanted to quickly cover for you. How we can help you with case studies. We need lots and lots of detail. Confidence issues. I'm just one of those people who's just going to say, what's the worst that can damn well happen? The worst that ever happened to me in life was at 41. My ex-husband left me homeless with 3 kids, 4 suitcases. So I went from a life of reasonable luxury as an expat, corporate wife to absolutely bugger all. And guess what? I survived it. That's the thing. You always bounce back. So even if you do a minor fuck up with a client, it's not going to be a big medical issue. Let's be honest, you're trained enough for that. It's more likely to be something minor they don't even notice. So what are you actually worrying about? Worse things in life can happen than a client 1 week not getting a full and complete workout that you are 100% proud of. They're going to be none the wiser anyway. Doesn't mean be a con artist. It just means get a grip on reality there. Okay, that's my nagging. I'm known for nagging. I've been nicknamed K-Bitch. I'm sticking to that title. I'll chat to you later.